But fellas, the moment we have been officially waiting for our Super Bowl picks between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, it's been 11 years since Super Bowl 49 when the unexpected happened. 1 yard line. All you needed was 1 yard for the Seattle Seahawks to score a touchdown. And unexpectedly, Russell Wilson threw an interception to Malcolm Butler. Wasn't really all on Russell Wilson's fault besides throwing the interception. It was really more Pete Carroll and the offensive coordinator, because why in the hell would you make that decision? And it still stings our guy Brandon from the block to this day. But could we see Brandon from the block get his revenge? Because when you look at Seattle, right now they're a 4.5-point favorite to win this game. I'm going to lean Seattle to win because defense, Sam Darnold so far in the playoffs has played better than Drake May, even though Drake May hasn't played well. But at the same time, he's going up against elite defenses, the Chargers, the Texans, and the Broncos. So there's no shame, and this is his first time in the playoffs. Sam Darnold, I think he plays well enough. Is Chardonnay going to play?
I don't think Charbonnet's playing. I need to check. I think his injury was going to keep him out of the rest of the playoffs.
Right, because the only reason why I asked, because again, Super Bowl and a game of that magnitude, you never know. Who knows? But I think for Mike McDonald, I think the defense, look, Drake May has been struggling with throwing the football in the postseason. I think if you can just keep Drake May in the pocket, keep him from using his legs, because we saw how he did in the AFC Championship game against the Denver Broncos and the wild card game against the Los Angeles Chargers. If you can just keep Drake May in the pocket, and if you just take away the other important players, Ramondre Stevenson, Keyshawn Booth, Stephon Diggs, keep the Patriots from making key plays that totally change the momentum. Sam Darnold, you've played well at this point. Don't screw it up. Don't commit any turnovers. Don't commit any mistakes. Yes, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of expectations for you. Seattle's a 4.5-point favorite. But I think Seattle will do enough on their part to get their revenge. So, to me, I'm going to lean towards Seattle. And I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, 19-16. Just keep Drake May in the pocket, prevent him from using his legs. Also, find a way to also stop Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson. It's going to be interesting to see the battle between Christian Gonzalez and Jackson Smith-Njigba. Also, I want to see Stephon Diggs going up against Devon Witherspoon.
That's going to be a good match.
Also, if you're Seattle, please do not commit any dumb penalties, because I still can't get over the NFC Championship game on 3rd and 12. After that play, who was the cornerback that was called for taunting? And in the next couple of plays, there you go. So if you're Seattle, don't commit any dumb mistakes. Even though Mike Vrabel, he's been there. He's been a head coach before. He's won Super Bowls as a player. He understands the magnitude of this situation. But I hope for Mike McDonald, your first year as a head coach, and we clearly see how Baltimore has been without you. I want to see you get the victory. I want to see Brandon get his revenge. I go Seattle 19-16. Just keep running the football with Kenneth Walker III. I think Kenneth Walker III could win the Super Bowl MVP, because I don't anticipate Sam Darnold to be putting up crazy numbers. I think Kenneth Walker III could win the Super Bowl MVP, or somebody on the defensive side of Seattle to win it, whether DeMarcus Lawrence, whether Devon Witherspoon or whoever. I got Seattle winning. Whoever wants to go.
All right. Everybody know from now, I'm going to set the tone. Do y'all realize that there have been one, two, three, okay, one. There have been four different coaches that have won Super Bowls as both player and coaches. Tom Flores, Mike Ditka, Tony Dungy. And although Gary Kubiak did not win as far as a player goes, he won as a coach of Super Bowl 50. The record for those coaches is 4-2. The only two coaches that have lost, that have played in the Super Bowl as a player and a coach, is Ron Rivera and Dan Reeves, unfortunately for my Falcons.
Hmm.
So 4 times a coach that has coached and played in the Super Bowl has went to a Super Bowl. And 4 times a coach has done that. A player that turned into a head coach has won the Super Bowl. They are 4-2. Why? Because they know what it takes to get to a Super Bowl. They know how to not let distractions. They know about not letting the outside noise get to them. All of that. So on that note, in the great words, well, damn, I can't say his name no more because of certain shit. I was about to quote Sean Carter, but some shit that came up. So, shit came up. So, damn, that kills my
Boy.
quote for the night.
Hey, no,
Uh,
hey, I'm about to hit that. I'm about to hit that Charles Barkley on you. Not a good time right now.
not a good time right now. So, look, I think the Patriots run continues. So, New England Patriots, they've been here before. Maybe not. We know this is not the same cast of characters. This is not the same cast of characters. We know this is not Brady. But Mike Vrabel has been here before. He knows as a coach, much like Mike Ditka, much like Tony Dungy, much like Tom Flores, he knew what it took in order to win. So for this game, I have to say the New England Patriots. And if that happens, in the great words of Stephen from Tango, oh, what they gonna do to them? So I'm gonna just be real, cause hey, remember, New England got almost $70 million of cap space next year. So just gonna be real. So I got the Patriots this year. Plus, man, look, I know that the Seahawks are gonna get the most attention, but look, you got to think about this. They faced defenses that were better than them. And I don't think it gets any better than them facing Daniil Hunter and that defense in Texas. I don't think it got any better. And then you had to go on, and then you had to go on the road and face the Broncos at their home turf and beat them in the Snow Bowl. Because it was just old school football. Get on the board and hang on.
Do you also think,
So
Champ, why you picking New England because of their experience going up against Sam Darnold, particularly Sam Darnold's time with the Jets?
I don't think that's going to be a factor right about now. I think the coaching is going to be more of a factor than anything. Josh McDaniel and Mike Vrabel, they've been here before. These are new cast of characters. Everybody on the Seattle side. This is a new experience for them. When you got guys that have been there, they know, hey, when we face some adversity early in the game, don't panic. When we go through this early in the game, don't panic. Don't do it. This is just another game, except more lights and more fireworks. And the weather's no longer a factor at this point in time. You playing out there in sunny California, in the great city of San Francisco. So, I mean, you've had these weather games where you've been facing the brutal cold, not just at home, but on the road. Now you're in clear skies. I think Mike Vrabel brings one back for the family. I think he's gonna be he's gonna be the Casey Jones of the New England Patriots at this point. Yo, K Witt, shout out to Red Room Sports, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the New England Patriots are gonna take it, man.
We got another chat right here. CBT Quinn take on Vikings, letting Sam Darnold leave. Look, man, it's a win-win for it's a win for Seattle. As for Minnesota with JJ has shown some flashes of what he can be, but I still think him trading up in the draft to take him with the 10th overall pick, I thought that was too much. Though you could have gotten him like in day 2, day 3, in my opinion. But Champ, to your point, you picked New England simply because of their experience. And yes, because of the money and cap space, but it's going to be hard for them to become that dynasty because, again, without Brady and Belichick, even though they're starting off a new dynasty with new players, it's going to be hard to It's going to be hard to replicate. But if any team that can possibly do it is New England, so you never know. BRF.
All right. Well, all right. Well, before I get into this, I would like to say I do also have on my YouTube page and on my TikTok, I have a keys to this game. So if you haven't checked it out, please do. So what I'm gonna do, like with the Ninja Turtles. Hey, shout out to the Ninja Turtles. No ninja. We love the Ninja Turtles over here. We all pretty much grew up on them. We love the turtles. So, but yeah, I'm gonna give y'all basically a Cliff Notes version. If y'all have not seen the video, I'm pretty much gonna give you a Cliff Notes version as far as like, I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. But I pretty much got like 3 keys as far as like each team winning this game. I'm gonna start with New England. First key for New England winning this game is to get Drake May active early in this game, and that's keeping him. Is not only just keeping him upright, but moving him out the pocket in order to make plays. Because I think one of Seattle's biggest keys in the game, and PSP's already talked about this. Make Drake May as much of a traditional pocket passer as you can in this game, because I feel like he is even more dangerous when he's outside of the pocket, and he can extend them plays by not only getting yards with his legs, but also making throws on the run. He is shown on a consistent time and time again basis this year. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he's making throws on the run. When he's a playmaker, he's shown that time and time again this year. So definitely, those are a couple of keys right there on each side as far as each side of the field. If you're looking at the New England Patriots, I don't think the New England Patriots can go blow for blow with the Seattle Seahawks as far as like on the offensive side of the ball, because we've seen how efficient Seattle has been in the playoffs. Granted, you look at the teams like the 49ers and the Rams that they play, but the Rams they know how to play defense. They got a lot of turnovers. They do know how to play defense, and that was more of like a familiarity thing. But the Seahawks have been really since probably about like late November, December, have been one of the more offensively efficient teams in the league. And I don't think New England can go with them blow for blow like that. I think New England's going to want this game to be a low scoring game. I don't think they can beat Seattle in a high scoring game if turnovers. New England's got to get extra possessions for that offense. They have to force turnovers, because if Seattle gets into the rhythm, they're going to be really, really hard to stop. Because then it's not only Jackson Smith and Jigba, it's Cooper Kupp, it's AJ Barner, and it's K9, who's in my opinion might be the biggest factor here. If New England can take away K9 and take away that threat of the play action pass and make Sam Darnold more of a traditional passer without the threat of K9 behind him, you have a shot. You have a shot. But if K9 gets going, this is why I'm picking Seattle to win this game. I'm picking Seattle to win this game because I think this game could be a real Kenneth Walker II show. The Seattle Seahawks are really good in the play action pass. Sam Darnold had the second highest passer rating in the regular season on play action passes, and he had the fourth most yards. He threw for like over 1,300 yards out of play action. He had like the fourth most yards in the league. The offense is most dangerous when Kenneth Walker gets going early, and to set up the play action pass, you're bringing 8 in the box. Play action, you go over the top. You got guys like JSN, you got guys like Kupp who can still catch the ball when needed, and then AJ Barner's got to be. I feel like another key. I think it was actually Broad that might have brought it up.
Ray Rashid.
And Rashid
is going to be an X factor because not only what he does is taking the top off the defense, but also with the special teams. And Sam
absolutely.
Darnold, the way he connected on that deep ball pass early in the game against Los Angeles, if he can actually do that in just like one or two, a couple plays, that's going to actually change the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I just think with Mike Vrabel, given the fact of what he does on the defense, the thing is with Josh McDaniels, yes, Champ, to your point, he does have the experience, but at the same time, with this young QB and this offense, in a team of this magnitude. So if it were a more experienced New England team, yes. But again, this is a younger New England Patriots team compared to this Seattle's team. And when you look at Seattle, they're 17.1 points per game, among the best in the NFL in defense. That's how much they give up points per game. They're around top 10, 293.4. They're number one in the NFL as far as defensive rush EPA. Their defensive rush success rate, they're first in the NFL with 35.8. Sacks, they're top seven in the league with high pressure rates around 40.1%. And interceptions, 18 for the season with one return for a TD.
Yep.
Now, to your point, champ, with the experience with Vrabel and McDaniels and with Kraft in the organization, that does play a factor. I just think with Sam Darnold, all you just have to do, man, don't do more than you should expect or anticipate. Just play smart. When there's their chances, take them. Just keep the ball in safe way. Just don't do more than what you imagine or what you think. As for Drake May, it's gonna be a concern because he hasn't played well in the postseason. In fairness, against those defenses, Seattle ain't no joke. So Josh McDaniels is gonna have to come up with a good game plan. If you want to help out Drake May, why don't you get Ramondre Stevenson going? Why don't you get Travion Henderson going? Doesn't have to be necessarily with the run. Also help him out with the pass with Drake May. Set him up with some screenplays here or there. That's what you can do if you're New England. And also, too, clock management, time management. That's going to be another key factor for this one.
And I think one other quick point. I feel like the player who I think may be the biggest X factor in this game, and I think we really need to start talking about him, is I think Nick Emenwari is gonna be a big factor in this game. Granted, New England hasn't been the most efficient on offensive as of late. They do still have athletes on that side of the ball, whether it's Stephon Diggs, whether it's Pop Douglas, whether it's Kayshawn Booty, whether it's Stevenson and Henderson in the backfield. Heck, Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper at the tight end position. Nick Emenwari is like that Swiss Army knife kind of safety, where he's a big, athletic, fast guy, but he's a playmaker. I feel like this could be one of those years where a defensive guy can win the Super Bowl MVP. And I look at a guy like Nick Emenwari from the standpoint that he could cover. I mean, not only is he big, but he's athletic enough. He can cover anybody New England has, whether it's tight end, wide receiver, running back. He's that type of freak. He's that type of freak athlete. I think a guy like him is going to be vital as far as like success to Seattle, as far as being able to really kind of put a stranglehold on New England's offense. But I will say this though. I think it's going to be a little higher scoring than we're giving it credit for, just because New England can still make plays. And I feel like both secondaries are still prone to give up the big play from time to time. I'm looking at this as like a 28-24 kind of game because I think big plays will be made on both sides of the ball. But I'm ultimately rolling with the Seattle Seahawks because I think just right now as a team balancing on both sides of the ball, I just think they're playing too good of balanced football. And I got Seattle winning this 28-24.
I think it's going to be a hell of a football game, man.
Oh, yes,
Big
it is.
fella, is there anything you want to say before we move on?
Uh, no, man. I just think that don't be surprised if Drake may win Super Bowl MVP, man. Don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. We've seen this story before, just not like I said. It's the same story. Second year quarterback, experienced head coach that has experience in the Super Bowl, and an experienced staff. I think this staff. I think people are underplaying this staff just a little bit. I mean, this staff has been here before, and as we know, if we had no other evidence in the league this year that coaching matters, just this year, and I think that this coaching staff is going to be able to out scheme and out coach this team. Now, the key is stopping Kenneth Walker But another key to victory would be to get the running game for the New England Patriots. You have to get that. You have to get that going so you can keep Drake May out of danger. Because if they just pin their ears back and just rush to the passer, it's gonna be a long day. So
I think Travion Henderson or
on real quick. I just got a quick prediction. There will be a special teams turnover in this game.
I could anticipate a block punt.
Yeah. There's going to be a big there's going to be a big special teams play that turns the tide for one of these teams in this game. This game has that kind of feel.
Because after all, we did see the Rams Seahawks in the NFC Championship game with that the Rams punt returner fumbled. Yep. We didn't expect that to happen, but it did happen. So anything could happen with special teams. But I think if New England, if somebody's going to win, champ, to your point, I don't see Drake May. I see more Travion Henderson or Ramondre Stevenson. Because if it's going to have to be the type of game in which the Patriots running game is going, even though Drake May plays a factor with his legs, and I've said it before, champ, and I love Drake May because, you know, even though I love Jaden Daniels myself, I said it before, I had no problem. I would have drafted Drake May. So I think for New England, and Seattle knows that Drake May is going to run the football with some of the read option, some of the improvisation. Just try to keep him in that pocket. Just keep him in that pocket. Make him more of a pocket passer. Take away his legs. Don't let him go outside to try to extend the play or throw the ball outside. Because, again, Stephon Diggs and his catch radius, and he may not be what he used to be as a wide receiver, but still, he'll give you some plays here and there. And make sure you keep an eye out on Booty. So, I have Seattle 19-16. Champ, I'm not underestimating the staff. I just think with the roster, because it's been, what's it been now, since 7 years since New England has been to a Super Bowl with this new roster.
Super Bowl 53.
Right. If you have told me some of the old players from that last championship that were still there, I would feel more comfortable. Even though coaching does matter, champ, players been in this first time been in the stage of that magnitude before, we shall see. But New England is still going to have a future whether they win a Super Bowl or not because of that cap money.
Mm-hmm.